Tim and Olivia are a married couple still grieving the loss of their only child. Tim tries to bury his pain by focusing on his work as a game developer. One afternoon, during a video call with his colleagues, the internet suddenly cuts out without warning. His presentation collapses, and frustration quickly takes over. At that moment, Olivia returns home and notices the pressure weighing on him. Wanting to help, she gently asks him to step outside so she can show him something. Outside, they meet Friedman, the building owner, who is supervising renovation work. Tim asks when the noisy construction will end, since it keeps disrupting his work. Friedman reassures him that the project will be done soon and asks for patience. As they talk, thick black smoke rises in the distance. A massive fire has broken out at a nearby factory. Olivia then points to her recently repaired car. With hope in her voice, she urges Tim to move with her to Paris that very night and start over in the city that holds their happiest memories. She even quit her job to fully commit to this plan. Tim hesitates. Although tempted, he refuses, explaining that he must finish his game project first. For him, work comes before everything else. Olivia feels crushed by his answer. She watches as Tim takes another work call, ignoring the chance to start anew. The next morning, Tim wakes to find Olivia with her suitcase, ready to leave for Paris alone. She has decided to follow through with her plan, even without his support. But when she opens the apartment door, both are stunned. A solid black wall blocks the entire entrance. The windows are sealed with the same strange material. And from that moment, their lives were trapped inside the wall. This is brick. They try to break through, but the wall is impossibly hard. Olivia attempts to call the police, but her phone has no signal. The Wi-Fi is also dead, leaving them isolated. Tim notices his phone reacting strangely when brought close to the black surface. They attempt drilling into it, but the drill is useless. Desperate, Tim smashes the apartment's front wall, only to find that the entire building has been encased overnight in the same black structure. Confused and frightened, Olivia struggles to understand how such a massive enclosure appeared overnight. Her thoughts are cut short by panicked screams from the neighboring apartment. Acting quickly, she breaks a hole through the dividing wall to reach them. On the other side, she meets Anna and Marvin, another married couple facing the same ordeal. Both are terrified and unable to find a way out. Marvin, growing paranoid, insists that the landlord is trying to kill all the residents. Anna explains that when she woke up, the black wall had already sealed their apartment. No one knows when it appeared. Meanwhile, Tim, feeling thirsty, tries to get water from the sink, but nothing comes out. The bathroom tap is also dry. Thankfully, they still have a few bottles of drinking water left. Frustration builds. Anna blames Tim, saying they should have left the day before. Tim defends himself, arguing no one could have predicted this. Overcome with anger, he throws his phone at the wall, shattering it. Then, something strange happens. Pieces of metal from the broken phone stick to the black surface. Surprised, Tim examines the wall more closely. Anna, regretting her earlier outburst, brings him coffee and apologizes. Tim decides to test the wall by pressing a spoon against it. The spoon sticks. The black wall behaves like a powerful magnet. Curious, Tim and Olivia start pressing other metal objects to the wall. They notice that certain square-shaped sections have the strongest pull. Suddenly, all the attached metal begins vibrating. Sensing danger, Tim shouts for everyone to take cover.
Liv, I don't think that was a good idea. Get down! Get down!
In an instant, the metal objects fly back with deadly force, like bullets. Shards tear into Tim's back, leaving him badly injured. Olivia rushes to bandage his wounds with whatever material she can find. Before they can recover, hysterical screams echo from Anna and Marvin's side of the apartment. Tim and Olivia break through the dividing wall. Inside, they find Anna unconscious on the floor. Without warning, Marvin attacks Tim from behind. As Tim prepares to defend himself, Anna regains consciousness. Weak but desperate, she begs Tim to forgive her husband. She explains they both had taken drugs earlier. Anna admits that she tried smashing the wall with a hammer, but Marvin stopped her, leading to a violent fight in which he was hurt. Reluctantly, Tim and Olivia forgive Marvin, but Tim ties his hands as a precaution. Taking Anna's hammer, Tim strikes the black wall with all his strength, but it does not even crack. Later, when Marvin regains consciousness, he is disoriented and has no memory of what happened. As they try to make sense of the situation, Olivia suddenly recalls that the basement connects to an old wartime bunker leading to the main road. Tim quickly breaks a hole in the floor to reach the apartment below. Using a rope, he descends and calls out to the residents. An old man named Oswald suddenly appears, aiming a gun at him, convinced Tim is a thief trying to steal his supplies. Tim explains the situation and their plan to escape through the basement and into the bunker. Oswald's granddaughter, Leah, steps forward and tells her grandfather to lower the weapon. She then asks if the bunker connection is real. Oswald, a war veteran, confirms that it is. With that, Oswald lets Olivia, Anna, and Marvin come down into his apartment. Marvin begs Tim to untie him, insisting the drug's effects are gone. Tim agrees and asks Marvin to help break through the floor to the basement. While they work, Leah shares what she experienced the night before. When she went to the bathroom, the black wall was not there. Yet moments later, it had sealed every door and window in the building. As Tim looks around Oswald's apartment, he notices a broken smoke detector. Inside it is a hidden CCTV camera. Shocked, Tim asks if Oswald installed it, but Oswald shakes his head. He explains the device was a gift from Friedman, the building owner. Suspicious, Tim and Marvin check another smoke detector in the kitchen. Inside, they find the same hidden camera. The truth becomes clear: Friedman has been secretly spying on all the tenants. The group begins to suspect Friedman is connected to the black wall. Olivia then reminds them that Friedman's apartment is next to theirs. Driven by anger, Tim and Marvin smash through the sidewall into his unit. Tim calls out his name, but there is no response. They push deeper inside to investigate. Near the exit area, they discover Friedman's body. His hands have been severed. Everyone panics, realizing a sadistic killer is inside the building. On the floor nearby lies Friedman's phone. Tim picks it up and opens the gallery. There, they find multiple photos Friedman had taken of the black wall shortly before his death. The discovery terrifies them. Marvin, now desperate, resumes breaking through the floor with renewed force. Olivia pulls out her phone and shows the others news reports about the massive factory fire, suspecting it might be linked. Suddenly, the floor collapses, sending Marvin, Anna, and Tim crashing into the apartment below. They survive with only minor injuries. Leah helps her grandfather Oswald climb down safely using a rope. In the lower apartment, they meet Yuri, who introduces himself as Anton's cousin. Olivia, confused, insists that Anton should be living there, but Yuri explains he has been staying for over a month. Tim apologizes for breaking in and mentions their plan to reach the basement and escape. Yuri immediately objects. He insists their efforts are pointless, claiming the black wall was created by the government as protection from an outside attack or a deadly virus outbreak. According to him, it is advanced defense technology, and leaving would be suicidal. Olivia then asks about Anton. Yuri reveals Anton's lifeless body on the bed. He explains that Anton, who had a history of heart problems, collapsed from a heart attack while inspecting the wall, likely triggered by panic over being trapped. Despite Yuri's warning, Tim urges everyone to keep digging, pointing out they are only one floor away from the basement. Yuri tries to stop them, repeating that the outside world is dangerous. Anna refuses to believe him. She argues that the real threat is inside the building, pointing to Friedman's gruesome death as proof. The group agrees with her. As they prepare to move, Leah notices scattered notes on the table. Yuri explains they were written by Anton, who had spent his final days recording failed attempts to break the wall's code. Leah gathers the notes and joins the others as they descend. At last, they break through the floor and reach the basement. As expected, it connects to a wartime bunker. They follow the narrow corridor until they reach the exit door. Olivia smashes the padlock and pushes it open. To their shock, the exit is also sealed by the black wall. Even 5 meters underground, the wall blocks every way out. Marvin, overwhelmed with despair, strikes the door with a hammer. Tim and Oswald rush to restrain him. Suddenly, Marvin seizes Oswald's gun and fires at the wall. The bullets stop in midair, vibrating before ricocheting back with lethal speed. Tim yells for everyone to take cover, but Oswald is hit and killed instantly.
Everyone down!
The survivors retreat to Yuri's apartment, shaken by Oswald's death. While tension fills the room, Tim recalls the photos on Friedman's phone. He proposes searching Friedman's apartment again with Marvin and Anna to look for more clues. Meanwhile, Leah and Olivia go through Anton's notes. They find sketches of square patterns drawn on the wall, which match the sections with the strongest magnetic pull. Among the papers, Leah also discovers Anton's business card, revealing he worked for Epsilon Nano Defense, a company specializing in advanced defense technology. Further searching uncovers Anton's laptop and phone, both smashed beyond use. Yuri explains that Anton destroyed them in frustration after failing to find an escape. Finally, Leah comes across a note with what appears to be a code. It may be the key to unlocking the black wall. Back in Friedman's apartment, Tim notices the unit is smaller than the others. He suspects a hidden room behind one of the walls. Marvin then discovers a strange remote. Using flour to reveal the most pressed buttons, Tim starts testing different combinations. Meanwhile, Anna informs Olivia about their discovery. Olivia quickly joins them, while Leah continues searching Anton's room for more clues. After several attempts, Tim unlocks a hidden chamber. Inside, they find a CCTV control room. The footage confirms their fears. Friedman had been spying on every tenant. On screen, they watch the black wall spread rapidly, behaving like nanotechnology that engulfs the building. At the same time, in Anton's room, Leah studies his coded notes. While doing so, she is horrified to discover strangulation marks on his neck. Anton did not die of a heart attack. He was murdered. Suddenly, Yuri attacks Leah from behind. Unaware of this, Tim continues reviewing the CCTV. There, he sees Anton at the exit door, taking multiple photos of the black wall. For a brief moment, Anton manages to open it, sunlight shining through. Moments later, Yuri strangles him to death. Marvin rushes into Yuri's apartment and catches him burning Anton's notes. Lee's lifeless body lies nearby. Confronted, Yuri claims he killed her to prevent anyone from unlocking the wall. He insists the wall is protecting them from outside danger. Yuri then attacks Marvin. Tim arrives and joins the struggle, but Yuri, strong and relentless, throws aside Tim's weapon and begins choking him. Marvin kicks Yuri, giving Tim the chance to knock him unconscious. Together, they tie him up. Olivia, devastated by Lee's death, believes Leah must have uncovered the key to escaping. Anna suggests checking the CCTV recordings from before Anton's death. Olivia searches and finds a partially burned note containing a code written like more signals. She believes Anton used this code to unlock the black wall. She then shows Tim Anton's business card. Tim realizes that Epsilon Nano Defense, the company on the card, is the same one destroyed in the massive fire yesterday. Tim wakes Yuri and demands to know how Anton opened the wall. Yuri refuses. Marvin beats him, but Yuri stays silent. Tim fires a warning shot, forcing him to talk. Under pressure, Yuri admits the black wall is a defense system created by Epsilon Nano Defense, the same company that burned down. Yuri insists they are under attack, but Olivia challenges him, asking why Anton would try to escape if the wall was meant to protect them. Yuri argues that Anton thought the system malfunctioned because of the fire. Marvin, losing patience, hits him again and demands a way out. Just then, Anna calls everyone over, saying she has found something important. On the CCTV screens, they see Anton installing a special app on his phone and photographing the black wall repeatedly, as if testing it. Acting quickly, Tim connects Anton's broken phone to his laptop and manages to access its files. Reviewing the data, Tim realizes why Anton kept taking photos. The black wall reacts to light. Since light is an electromagnetic wave, the reaction explains why the wall behaves like a magnet. Tim transfers Anton's application onto Anna's phone. They move toward the exit. The app immediately detects the wall. Tim presses the glowing squares one by one, starting from the top. Each time a square is pressed, the phone automatically takes several photos. After all 4 squares are activated, the wall begins to soften. Anna cautiously reaches out and pushes her hand through the surface. At first it works, but when she extends her arm further, she cannot pull it back. Panic erupts as everyone tries to help her. Suddenly, her legs are dragged inside. In an instant, the wall hardens again and slices through her body. Anna dies on the spot. Marvin breaks down, screaming in shock at his wife's death. From the corner, Yuri laughs coldly, declaring that no one will ever escape. Consumed with rage, Marvin shoots him.
Marvin,
No, wait!
Then, realizing the hopelessness of their situation and crushed by despair, Marvin does the unthinkable. Now only Tim and Olivia remain. Grief and hopelessness weigh heavily on them. In the silence, Tim apologizes for refusing Olivia's plea the day before to leave for Paris. She tells him she never wanted Paris, she only wanted her husband back. Since the death of their child, he had buried himself in endless work, shutting her out. Tim admits he worked only to numb his grief. He apologizes again for neglecting her. Together, they decide to try once more with the application. This time they notice something new. The 4 glowing buttons seem to respond differently, each producing a distinct number of flashes. Olivia realizes the sequence of flashes may be the key. They return to the CCTV control room and replay the footage of Anton before his death. Carefully counting the flashes, they uncover the correct sequence needed to open the wall. Just as they prepare to enter the sequence, Yuri, still alive, attacks Tim from behind. In the struggle, he lunges at Olivia. She stumbles and falls into the basement. Tim pushes Yuri down after her, then leaps in to save his wife. They sprint toward the exit, Yuri chasing close behind. Tim braces the door, while Olivia quickly enters the code on the application. The wall begins to open, but Yuri grows more violent, forcing Tim to hold him back. Tim tells Olivia to escape without him. As Yuri raises a knife to strike, Olivia grabs a hammer and delivers a fatal blow. Yuri collapses. At last, Tim and Olivia step through the open wall and out of the building. Freedom brings no relief. Outside, the city is silent and unsettling. Every building is wrapped in the same black wall. The streets are empty, heavy with dread. Tim and Olivia get into their car and drive away, desperate to leave the cursed city behind. On the radio, a report confirms their fears. The black wall is the result of a system failure at Epsilon Nano Defense, the same company destroyed by fire the day before. The government claims it is still investigating the incident. As they head into the unknown, Tim and Olivia cling to one fragile hope, finding a safe place where they can begin a new life together. So the moral of the story is, if your spouse asks you to move to Paris, just pack your bags before a giant killer wall shows up.